What are we going to do now?
Well, just whatever turns you on there.
You want to do this here? Right, then shut it off till I get the tune of this here. Here's a little thing I put together back in 1968. I think I was working down in Cincinnati then, playing around the motels and hotels down there a good bit. I put this together and I call it the B&O Vets. I wrote it as a poem. I may have put a little tune to it. I'm going to do it for you all. Hope you like it. I know Don will. I'll tell you a story about the B&O Vets, the best bunch of men that's been found yet. A bunch of old rails that have come and gone. They was always right, they was never wrong. Now there sits a man, he's old and gray. It wasn't high living that made him that way. It was the old steam engine that he used to run, that he thought that he was having a whole lot of fun. There's another guy with a smile on his face. He would take a steam engine most any place. He run many a mile down the rusty rail. He was a man that would never fail. There's old Joe, he's hard as nails. He run up and down those rusty rails, always looking ahead for things upon the track. Now he don't look ahead, he's a-looking back. Now there's old Lou of high esteem, always knew what the engine need. A little more water, a little bit of coal, it really makes those steam engines roll. There's Big John with love in his heart. He said from these steamers I'll never part. When they go, then I'll go too. I don't want to be around anything that's new. Now the fun's all gone, no steamers to run. The fun went out when the diesels come. But the vets still remember those good old days when the steamers had all the right of way. Now the vets still think and live in the past, when they thought each exhaust would be the last. As they came through the valleys and up the hills, you can hear those old steamers barking still. Now the steamers are gone, by the wayside they're laid, condemned to rust in the salty grave. But all of the memories linger yet in the heart of all those old B&O Vets.
Yeah, real. You know, that's the first time I ever heard that song.
Is it?
But it's true, any railroader that was here during the steamers and then followed through to the diesels do understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, I was lucky to be able to catch some of the steamers. There was all 7 passenger trains on Newark Division when I hired, but maybe 4 or 5 years after I hired, then we changed to the diesel.
Yeah.
So I've always been thankful to say that I've seen the steam engines, but then was able to follow through on the diesels. But there's a difference in the 2 engines. It seemed like that the diesel is more like an automobile, where the steam engine would almost human. It would breathe. You see, it's like when it worked, it was breathing. And I think that's the reason why the old timers liked the steam.
That's when you picked your engineers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you found who was engineers and who was just getting paid to be an engineer.
I can remember Bill Westervelt down on the Shawnee branch. He would haul twice the number of loads of coal out of there without doubling the hill as some of the other ones would. age had nothing to do with a good engineer.
Oh, no.
Some of the best engineers were the young ones.
Yeah.
But I do understand that song, and I really like that song.
Yeah.
Real.
Bobby Wilkins was one of the best.
Right.
Glenn Crump was one of the best.
There's not just one or two. There's a lot of good ones, but there was only a few what I would call engineers.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that got paid.
Right.
There was only a few engineers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that made a lot of difference on the ground crew as to who they had up on the engine.
It made a lot of difference.
It made the difference of
Steam
a
engine
successful trip and a bad trip.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's true.
Yes,
story.
that's when you pick your engineers out from. The engineers are getting paid to be an engineer.
Right.
H.M. Kirk was a good one. Leo Evans was a good one.
Yeah, right. Oh, Mel Goff.
Mel Goff was one of the best.
Yeah. We've got some good young fellows. Rick Berry is probably the number one.
Yeah, Rick was a good fireman.
Yeah, he is one of the best engineers, and we have him currently on this Zadar as our engineer. Very good fellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of good men, but there's a very few that you'd call outstanding engineers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very few.
Yeah, but you never forget those.
Nope.
You always retain
Nope.
those in your memory.
Nope.
True.
Yeah, them old steam engines, they would pick out the engineers and who was engineers or who was just getting paid to be an engineer. Anybody could run them.
Yeah.
But it was in that colonies with steam engines hauling these freight trains over these hills.
Of course, a couple old hog heads standing around listening to us talk, they could say the same thing about conductors too.
And brakemen.
Yeah, brakemen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.